From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
This is P from Southwest Virginia. I kind of wanted to call and let you guys know about a story that I have of my own. When I was in college, I went to a small liberal arts college tucked in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. The college is very old. A lot of the buildings on campus have, lots of stories associated with them, like most colleges do. One building in particular, though, seems to have a much more high concentration of stories about it, and that building is the chapel. Custodial staff, pastors, students, professors, alumni of the college, pretty much everyone you talk to has some kind of story, and I myself have a story that I have tried to explain away but cannot. When I was a sophomore in college, one night I had been playing Dungeons & Dragons with some friends of mine until pretty late, till about 2 a.m., and I was still commuting at this time, and so I thought to myself, well, I need to use the restroom before I go home. I can stop in at the chapel because I know the doors are always unlocked. And the church has 3 levels, the balcony, the main level, and then the fellowship hall in the basement. Well, I went into the basement door into the fellowship hall, and it's this huge, dark room with 2 pianos. So I walked into the room, and one of the pianos was broken, and the other one was pushed up against the wall, covered up in things. And I was a choir intern at the time, so I knew they didn't work. One of the pianos started playing, and I was like, that's weird, but someone's playing a prank, so I went on to use the restroom. I came back out. When I set foot into the fellowship hall, the piano began playing erratically. And as I walked across the room, it devolved very quickly into what sounded like someone just slamming their fist in the keyboard. I basically called out to stop. You're going to damage the piano with slamming on it like that. I hear the key cover slam shut. I look over, and at this whole time, there's been no one there. And then I hear footsteps take off, running directly towards me. I quickly ran outside and grabbed a baseball bat out of my truck and came back inside because I thought someone was trying to razz me or whatever. And so I went back inside, and there was nobody there. I can't explain it. And I've tried for a long time, but yeah, that's my my paranormal story.
There you go.
P for piano.
Yeah, there you go. And pee my pants if that happened to me.
Yes.
I mean, I've been in many church and chapel at night when the lights are dim and the pianos are amongst us. I've never had anything like that occur. I just wonder how you guys would react to that. I don't think I'd get a bat and go back inside.
I love this kind of stuff. I've been try not to, make any of these stories about myself. I don't think that's useful for us to listen to, but I'm surely not the only person in the audience today who enjoys investigating those kinds of things. And, you start with the mundane. Is there maybe a speaker system? Is someone playing a prank? Is there someone in a nearby structure or room that could have been playing something? But this sounds like Conlon Nancarrow type chaos. P, look up that guy, Nancarrow, and let us know if that's kind of what it sounds like. Have you guys ever heard that piano composer?
No.
I'm not familiar. Insanity. It's like the band Square Pusher, but it's this guy who purposely wrote these compositions that could not be played by human hands.
Nice.
Because people get into wild stuff. Yeah, I would say there's first the big question, P, and I don't mean to razz you here, a phrase I love, is what would you have done with a bat? Like if it was a ghost.
Well, I guess the idea is maybe it wasn't a ghost, right?
Right. That's what
it sounds like
P's. Yeah.
It sounds like P's initial reaction was somebody's, trying to scare me, or maybe was, meant to hurt me and got me out of there. Well, I'm going to defend myself and this chapel, so I'm going back inside. That's P's mind.
Yeah, I see that. I also think that there's a really common belief in instruments, in particular musical instruments, becoming repositories for some sort of energy, whether you want to call that piano paranormal or whether you want to say it's a cultural, psychological framing thing. But P, it sounds like you have not had a history of auditory hallucinations. Sounds like this is, you set up the story so well by saying that other people have reported, that friends of P have reported seeing or experiencing paranormal activity in this vicinity. So I wonder if anybody else reported hearing something, and if they did, which I'm almost certain they have, right? Given the storied history here, if they did, how amazing would it be if they heard the same song? You know, that's an interesting place to start. What do you guys think?
Yeah, perfect. Hey,
Agreed.
did you go to a liberal arts college in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains? Write to us and let us know about your chapel's piano.
Yeah, I had to say I didn't have any haunting experience at this place, but I feels like I should have. I went to a fine arts magnet school in the town where I grew up, Augusta, Georgia, called Davidson Fine Arts, and the last year of the existence of the old decrepit building that it was in for many years was my first year there. I was there for like fifth grade, I think, and then we moved to a brand new building, but it remained derelict and it had all this asbestos, and it was like a real problematic building, and it was like a blight. And it finally got like bulldozed, but me and some friends like snuck into it. In the auditorium, all the seats were covered with like tarps and stuff, and there was all this just asbestos dust everywhere. It was a really stupid thing to have done. But there were like in the halls just piles of like old textbooks, just like massive mountains of them, and like desks just piled like in Les Mis, like the Barricade or something like that. And it was the spookiest thing ever. And we had like all of these ISO booths where you could practice, quiet rooms, and those were still there. And there were also lots of old, weird, decrepit, out of tune pianos there. And I wish I had a spooky event. Nothing spooky happened except for just the existence of this place, but it would have been a perfect opportunity for a haunting. Real missed opportunity by ghosts.
Definitely. So yeah, write to us about your piano hauntings. We want to hear them.
Or any instrument, bassoon, harmonica. I'll take a steel drum.
Everyone knows the bassoon is the spookiest of band instruments.
I quite love the spookiness of the cello. It's all like heartbreak and goth and crumbling fingertips on statues. It's poetic.
Yeah. Give us those haunted harp stories. We're all about them. All of them. Harpsichords. Bring it on.